It's time now for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on it. Late Tuesday, October 4th, 2016. Good evening, everybody, on Peter Wiggins now, your 11 o'clock news and on Stop 3, 11th hour on this late Tuesday night is the two vice presidential candidates are going in the bitter exchange about an excerpt from a speech that launched Donald Trump's presidential campaign in which Trump said that undocumented immigrants from Mexico are rapists and bringing crime. Hurricane Matthew pans Cuba after drenching 80. Google the iPhone, VR, Echo, and Euro. San Francisco, there are some first that don't give you background to the House case that put through the claims involves customer emails. Colombian government rebels and crosses to talks after no peace deal. South Carolina begins massive preparation to evacuate almost a quarter of its people as Tuesday as Hurricane Matthew crawled toward the weekend rendezvous with the state's Atlantic coast. Beijing, Joshua Wong, the leader of the student movement and joined in the pro-democracy rallies in Hong Kong, was detained at the international airport in Bangkok early Wednesday, according to the statement from his political party. After monitoring government arrested us acting in the rebel held neighborhood in Aleppo in July as the U.S. election cycle offers Kremlin a window of opportunity in Syria. On being elected the UKIP's leader less than 3 weeks ago, Tian James West clearly she went in charge of the party in the way of this round. For 2 weeks, the battle has raged in Aleppo, during tragedy images of injured civilians in the rebel city, once the country's most populous and commercial hub, the key prize in the Civil War. Just when it seemed Donald Trump had been crowned the superior king of saying silly and self-destructive stuff in public, along came the venerable master talking down her term. William Jefferson Clinton, Chicago, police oversight and plan to get it past first hurdle and Mayor Rahm Emanuel's plan to Nevada how police misconducted is investigated. Keith Lamont Scott was a different person after submit for a traumatic brain injury in a motorcycle accident last year. Former Port Authority executive Wall Time said on Tuesday that the New York Governor Andrew Cuomo played a part to attempt to cover up the September trials during the lane closures at the New Jersey side of the George Washington Bridge. Twitter Incorporated inspected the field bids this weekend. Mark Benoff has been building in case its Salesforce investors that announced that its company should be the buyer, according to people familiar with the matter. Although the known energy exploration company said on Tuesday that it had made a world-class ore discovered in remote Alaska, potentially breathing new life in the state's decline in North Slope. When the big shopping season has just started, one of the most closely watched forecasts of holiday sales has been predicted in maritime ahead of traditional retail in the area for one of our online sellers. Tax avoidance have been in the news for Donald Trump, a new city by citizens of tax justice looks how widespread the practice is. Okay, looking at the stocks now. Down 85.40 points at $18, 168.45, SP 5, 21.54, down 10.31, and Nasdaq 5 at 29.66, down 11.22 points. 3 scientists are located in the Ministry's properties of the United States that matter were honored Tuesday with a Nobel Prize in Physics when it comes to the science of climate change that causes it. Can suggest what can be done to stop it. The liberals and conservatives consider to see things very differently, according to a new report from the Pew Research Center. European Parliament President Martin Schulz signed an agreement with a limit global warming while European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker left French Minister of Environment and President as part of climate deal clears ratification official with a historic EU vote. The examination of fossil teeth has led to the discovery and extinction species of a giant shark. Samsco, a major maker of medical devices, has for the first time issued a warning about its potential computer security flaw in a consumer product, but it turns out that the danger to patients is extremely low. Flint, Michigan is dealing with another outbreak. This time is an infectious bacterial disease called shigellosis, which can cause bloody diarrhea and interferes that typically spread when the people don't wash their hands. An injection of Botox works buff and well as surgically implanted device to help women in very severe continence, researchers reported Tuesday. Utah offers $39 hospital charge for skin-to-skin contact of your baby's birth goes viral. Donald Trump tended to hold, but he's cut polling deficits here and before. Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. Some young voters then swayed by Sanders' push for Clinton. When Franklin McMahon unveils at the World Farmers Fair parade for each year, his creation never showed on shock value. This Samir admitted controversy revealed presidential content didn't disappoint. Hillary Clinton's campaign press secretary has defended immunity against agreements that 2 other candidates will serve the Justice Department in order to comport with a federal investigation of Clinton's private email server. Low news from the Edinburgh Sun Chronicle. Edinburgh. Photos on 2 conversations that put the mayor and city council at odds since June were put on hold Tuesday. Councils were slated to take the votes. One in whether to restore money that they cut from the budget and the mayor consulted the service administrator, and the second one whether to restore cash. And they cut from the main school crossing guard, but they're both words with a supply charter projection and parliamentary procedure that a single councillor can employ to delay vote. Foxbury, 54-year-old resident working on his car service, Sir Springs on the borough. The murder of the body Tuesday night, and he had flown by a medical helicopter to Boston Hospital. Hurricane Matthew might be several days away from any impact that New England is not too early to begin to prepare for the aluminum storm, where officials said. We have a select board president Monday with a floor plans of the senior housing project being constructed on that side of the old NY school on Bay State Road. Rhode Island man dubbed the two-top Brenton when he struck Banks and Mansfield Foxborough executive who pleaded guilty to Tuesday to robbing Banks and Warman and Connecticut while still in the probation of two-drop acts. Attleboro, Patricia Izzy, a chairwoman of the Attleboro's high school math department, has died at the age of 64. Mansfield, the light event in the North Main Street reconstruction project to become an invisible town official said. And training careers advised on detours. Boston, Libertarian Vice Presidential candidate William Ward says plans to focus exclusively on denying Republican Donald Trump presidency with hopes that he will rebuild the GOP after November. The former Republican governor of Massachusetts told Boston Globe. Tuesday, he supports Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson in his top party defeated Trump. Well as called Trump answer. Well told the paper that he disagrees with Democrat Hillary Clinton on fiscal and military issues. Trump's foreign and domestic energy to be so rejected will be a class by itself. Wellesley, Massachusetts. Police have rescued an developing man who fell out of a canoe at Wellesley Pond. Peter Children's time is now 11:06 on this late Tuesday night, and it's time now for a New England Incident Alerts report. And from the Massachusetts State Police, suspect been captured. Eric Rosado Gonzalez in connection with the incident in Roslindale. And there was a working fire at 1660 Pine Street, Massachusetts. There was a structure fire, and the companies laid the lines in. Peter Children's time, 11:06, time now for a sport report. In the top of the ninth, Baltimore Royals and the Toronto Blue Jays tied 2-2 apiece in the top of the ninth. While the Blue Jays open a group with the playoffs for the first time in the Dome. Their 10 painful ways a little serious specific attempt. Without Beckham Jr.'s no-show in the second half against the Minnesota Vikings, 24-10 takedown, and the Giants Monday night was one of the last episodes showcased great players' 7 career worst performances. And TCU coach Gary Patterson excited by this week to return to Tarrant County, one of the most prolific former players. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Andy Dalton, a Fort Worth resident, will lead the Bengals off in Sunday game against the Dallas Cowboys. Peter Children's time is now 11:07 on this late Tuesday night, and it's time now for a traffic and transit report. Beep, beep. Let's take off on the MBTA, where on the MBTA subway it's looking good. Commuter rail, regular service has resumed on the medium line. Resumed delays are expected, and on the ferries they are looking good. Okay, hours and byways of New England on this late Tuesday night. 95, the northbound side, also the Bridgeport, 95 on the northbound side, also Fairfield, 95, southbound side, back to the Bridgeport, the Norwalk Search, 84 on the westbound side, and it is backed up just around Rockville, Connecticut. Interstate 91 on the northbound side, also Route 20 around the Windslock area headed towards the airport. 190 southbound side, also around 290 in Worcester. Mass Pike eastbound side is back to the South Boston. 93 there. The northbound side it is backed up after the Zaka Bridge to Somerville in Boston. Mass Pike westbound side also from the Savage Expressway down to Pruitt-Tunnel. 195 westbound side also from Fall River down to Somerset. Up in Northern New England, 93 at the northbound side is backed up just around Route 101 and 293 in Manchester, New area. But how is the boys Vermont North Rain out looking good? And Interstate 8 on the eastbound side, Little around Connecticut, and Interstate 87 on the southbound side, also around Route 11 up in Champlain, New York, and on Route 59. The northbound side it is backed up around the 7 Quebec headed towards Montreal. Peter Children's time is 11:09 p.m. on this late Tuesday night, and it's time now for a weather report. The latest on Hurricane Matthew. 130 mile per hour, moving north at 8 miles an hour. Center location 20.4 to the north, 74.4 to the west. And public advisory. They have a power for Hurricane Matthew moving off the northeastern coast of Cuba. And Hurricane Tropical warnings issued for Florida. And hurricane watches from Golden Beach to Sebastian Inland and for Lake Okeechobee has been changed to hurricane warnings. And the hurricane watches descended northward to Falkland, Volusia County lines. And the Tropical watch from 7 Mile Bridge to Golden Beach has been changed to tropical warning. And tropical warning has been denied from Chulski to Ocean Reef and Florida Bay. Hurricane warning in effect for Haiti, Cuban provinces, Guantanamo, Santiago de Cuba, Hogan, Guam, and Las Tunas. Cephas, Bahamas, including the Inguas, Magana, Alcalines, Cricket Island, Long Cay, Rag Island, and St. Bahamas include Long Island, Exuma, Rum Cay, San Salvador, and Cat Island. And Northwest Bahamas include the Apicos, Andros Island, Berry Islands, and Bimini, Elva, and Grand Bahamas Islands, and New Providence. And north of Golden Beach, there's Sebastian Inlet and Lake Okeechobee, and hurricane watch in effect for Cuba Province and Camagüey, north of Sebastian Inlet and the Fogler County line. And Charleston, one in effect for Dominican Republic from Bahama westward at the border with Haiti, Turks and Caicos Islands, Chelsea, Golden Beach, Florida Keys from 7 Mile Bridge eastward of Florida Bay, and Charleston watch in effect for Dominican Republic from Puerto Plata westward at the border with Haiti. Interest elsewhere in the Florida Peninsula and the Florida Keys should monitor the Park West Matthew and first storm information specific area in the United States and possible inland. Watch and warn the police to monitor product issued by local and national weather service and forecast office and for storm information specific to your area. Outside the United States, please monitor the product issued by National Meteorological Service. At 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, radar data from Guantanamo, Cuba, along with reports from the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Harry and aircraft indicate the island Matthew was located in latitude 20.4 and the north, longitude 34.4 to the west. Matthew is moving toward the north near 8 miles an hour, with its general motion expected to continue tonight. And turn toward the north-northwest expected Wednesday, followed by northwest trend Wednesday night, and Matthew move for the Bahamas by Thursday and is expected to be very near the east coast of Florida by Thursday evening. And maximum sustained winds are decreasing near 130 miles an hour with our guess. But Matthew remains a Category 4 on the Stafford Simpson Hurricane wind scale. 7 for Christian intensity are possible during the next couple of days, but Matthew is expected to be a powerful hurricane for at least Thursday night. Hurricane force would sail up to 45 miles an hour from the center of tropical force winds extend outwards 175 miles, and the minute center pressure is recently reported by reconnaissance Erica was 950 millibars, a train roll of 6 inches, and when hurricane conditions are still affected ports of the Haiti hurricane conditions are likely to occur in over eastern Cuba and will begin in the southeastern Bahamas by Wednesday morning and central Bahamas on Wednesday, and the northwest Bahamas by Wednesday night. Tropical conditions are expected to continue to spread across the remainder of Haiti, eastern Cuba, and southeast of Bahamas tonight, and should reach the central and northwest of Bahamas on Wednesday, making it outside. Preparation difficult and dangerous tropical conditions are still occurring in the ports of the Dominican Republic with the water there, and these conditions spread northward and then Turks and Caicos Islands by tonight. And hurricane conditions are possible in the warning hurricane watch area and in the Cuba tonight, with tropical conditions possible later tonight. Hurricane conditions are expected within the warning area of the hurricane warning area by Florida by late Thursday, with tropical conditions expected by early Thursday, and tropical conditions should reach the tropical warning area in Florida by early Thursday, and rainfall map is expected to produce total rainfall amount in the following areas. 7 Haiti and southwest of the Dominican Republic, 15 to 25 inches, outside 40 inches. Eastern Cuba and northwest Haiti, 8 to 12 inches, outside 20 inches. Eastern Jamaica, 4 to 6 inches, outside 12 inches. The Bahamas, 8 to 12 inches, outside 15 inches. Turks and Caicos Islands, 2 to 5 inches, outside 8 inches. And northeast Haiti and the northern Dominican Republic, 1 to 3 inches, outside 5 inches. Western Jamaica, 1 to 2 inches, outside 3 inches. Upper Florida Keys, northward to the coast of east central Florida, 4 to 7 inches, outside 10 inches. And middle lower Florida Keys, 1 to 3 inches, outside 5 inches. And life-threatening flash floods, mudslides, and Lockton and 7. And northwestern Haiti, the southwest of the Dominican Republic, and eastern Cuba, the storm surge. The combination of the dangerous storm surge and large in certain ways could raise water levels as much as a fallen amount to normal town levels. 7 coast of Cuba, east of Cabo Cruz at 7 to 11 feet. South coast Haiti, 7 to 10 feet. Northern coast of Cuba, east of Camagüey, 4 to 6 feet. And Gulf of Canaveral in Haiti, 3 to 5 feet. And Bahamas, 10 to 15 feet. Radar could reach the fallen heights above the degree under the peak. Surge occurs at the time of high tide. North Palm Beach to the Florida Balsa County line, 3 to 5 feet. Surge-related flooding depends on how the time of the surge and tidal cyclone can vary greatly over a short distance. A large wave generated by Matthew will cause water to rise to occur well in advance of it, well away from the track of the center, and combination of dangerous storm surge and tide will cause normally dry areas in the New Coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the south shoreline. There's a danger of life-threatening inundation during the next 36 hours along the Florida East Coast from the North Palm Beach to the Sebastian Inlet. There is the possibility of a life-threatening inundation during the next 4 hours. From Sebastian Inlet to the Fogler Volsa County line, from the risk place the product National Weather Service storm surge warning watch warning graphic, but for information, especially your area, please see product station by your local National Weather Service forecast office. And surf swells generated by Matthew will continue to affect portions of the coast of Hispaniola, Jamaica, eastern Cuba, and the Caribbean coastline and Central America during the next few days. And its swells from Matthew are also affecting portions of the Bahamas and east. Swells are likely to cause life in a short but brief condition. Please see the salt product with your local weather office. And looking at the hazards for Florida. And that is Hurricane Warning in effect as dangerous Hurricane Matthew will impact the Atlantic waters of South Florida and the Lake Okeechobee. As Hurricane Matthew is expected to impact South Florida by Thursday morning, and the Hurricane Matthew will impact the Atlantic waters of South Florida and the Lake Okeechobee with troublesome hurricane conditions and hazardous seas. National Weather Service in Miami has issued a hurricane warning. Emergencies northeast winds in excess of 65 knots with gusts of 95 miles in the seas of 20 feet. Lake Okeechobee winds and seas northeast winds in excess of 65 knots and lake water very rough. And tropical storm warning effect done. National Weather Service in Miami has issued tropical storm warning. Wind seas north winds in excess of 35 knots, gusts up to 50 feet. Knots seas 1 to 3 feet. All right. Take a look. At some models here. Latest models shows Matthew, going on Florida Sea and curving around North Carolina, and this spot is gonna one model is gonna take it close to Nantucket Wall. Some of the other models gonna make it at the sea. Looking at the latest GFS model of 18Z shows that Matthew is barreling toward the Florida coast and headed towards Georgia and South Carolina. And then this is a front on Saturday that's going to bring some rain. And going to time to see. And there, the GFS model says this front's going to take Matthew out to sea, according to the GFS model. The European model. The European model shows it up to sea, but making a U-turn back to Florida as a rainstorm. Canadian model has it up to sea and has it up to Florida to the Carolina coast and out to sea. But these are models here, so this is 5 days of history. We will iron out the forecasts here, and according to some weather forecasters here, that this front will bring Matthew out to sea, but it's too soon to tell, so keep your eyes posted and peeled for future weather reports to develop. We will keep an eye on Hurricane Matthew. Don't panic. There's still 4, 5, 6 days to see where this storm's going to be headed. Okay, we had a beautiful evening. And the hazard weather alert here. New England tremendous uncertainty remains on a potential impacts from Hurricane Matthew 7 New England this weekend or early Monday. Options remain on the table from a could be missed or high impact event at this time and offshore. Lower impact track appears to be more favorable, but the subject is a change given to a 5-6 day forecast. Stay tuned later to forecast and discussions. Alright, 7 day forecast goes like this. For today's podcast got about 44 degrees. Calm wind for Wednesday. Most of that's got about 64 degrees. Calm wind becoming in the northeast around 6 miles in the morning. Wednesday, most coast got about 41 degrees. Light north wind. Thursday, same. Most coast got about say for about 45 degrees. Calm wind for Friday. Sunday, the most coast got about say for about 48 degrees. Saturday, check showers at 1 p.m. But the Sunday, the most coast got about say about 55 degrees. Precipitation 40%. Sunday, showers likely. Rain for 11 a.m. Mostly coast got high about 63, about 45 degrees. Precipitation 6%. Drop down to 30% by Sunday night. Clement State, mostly got about 50 down, about 43 degrees. And for today, most sides got about 62 degrees. Currently and not near, it is a overcast skies and foggy misty conditions, and we have a temperature of 47 degrees here in not Massachusetts. That's me, the computer channel 11 Call News, and it's late tonight. October 4th, 2016. I'm Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning with more report. Good night with a good positive.